Greg Hertel here, friend of the Preservation Trust, and we're at American Camp. We're going to be talking about the shapes of the land and how some things got this way. In particular, Mount Finlayson over behind me. Now, Mount Finlayson, like a lot of us, is a tourist here. It wasn't formed on this island. It's not made from bedrock. Instead, it's made from loose sand and gravel that was brought down here by the glaciers out of Canada. Glaciers are said to advance, and when they advance, they literally push like a bulldozer a mound of material on top of it. Sometimes the glacier stops, and that mound stays there as the glacier retreats. Now, when we say retreat, what it does is it melts in place and everything drops. When it advances, it literally moves. Some places the glaciers rode over the top of. Lopez Island over here behind us actually is what we call a ground moraine. It's bulldozed flat. Mount Finlayson is what we call a terminal moraine. It was at the end of the glacier. It was as far as it got. Now, because that material is so unconsolidated and loose, it really doesn't have a lot of strength. Mount Finlayson has some interesting features on it. What you can see if you look from the top down is a series of little stair steps. There's about 3 of them. One of them the road's on, and it's been enhanced a little by that. But those stair steps were there beforehand. This has to do with the way the ground behaves when we get the ice on it. There was 5,000 feet of ice right here. This pushes the ground down, and you don't think of rocks as being flexible, but they literally bent. And as they bent down, they probably sagged 400 to 500 feet. Now, then the glaciers melt and that weight is relieved. Okay, they come back up a little bit, but every now and then, and we don't know why, they would stop. Most of that lifting back up to the current height probably took place a couple thousand years after the glaciers melted. But sometimes it pauses. And then the wave action coming out of the straits chews into the side of that mountain, and it makes those little terraces. Those are actually ancient beaches that are up there. There's actually seashells in some of the rocks up there. So those are called wave-cut terraces, and those wave-cut terraces are left behind not because the ocean was higher, but because the land was lower. Now, the land is still rising a little bit. We still feel those little bumps. We call them isostatic rebound, and the isostatic rebound leaves these little earthquakes that we feel every now and then. You'll see it on the news, or you'll be laying in bed and you feel that little thump. Maybe a 2, a 3, at the most a 4. Those little earthquakes are all over. They're not set up in a fault. They're all spread out under Puget Sound. And it's just a result of that land slowly easing itself back up to what it was before. So that's the story of Mount Finlayson. I love that we've got so much land preserved around here so that we can enjoy this. Whether you know the geology or not, it's a fabulous place. Thank you very much.